everyone, I'm Judith, food and travel editor of the Gourmet Travelista. Now, if you're having a Halloween party, or any party for that matter, this is what you're going to want to make. That's right, today I'm going to be showing you how to make Adam's ribs, how to cook pork spare ribs. So what you'll need, 1.5 cups of chopped onion, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, we have the juice of an orange and the zest of an orange. We have 2 teaspoons of dry thyme, we have 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, we have 1/3 cup of cider vinegar, we have 4 garlic cloves which we've chopped into small pieces, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper and 1/8 teaspoon of ground allspice. Now for our rub-a-dub-dub, we have 1/3 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of ground ginger, 2 tablespoons of dry thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of garlic salt, 1/2 teaspoon of ground allspice. And right here in front of us, of course, we have 2 racks of pork spare ribs. So they're about 5 pounds in weight each, and there's probably about 12 spare ribs in each of them. So first of all, we're going to get our nice flavorful rub together. So what we're going to do, in a bowl, we're going to combine all our rub ingredients, the ginger, the sugar, the thyme, the allspice, and this is going to make for a really great tangy rub to go on top of our pork, which is just going to go great with it. And we're just going to mix all that in together. So all those herbs and sweet flavors are going to get mixed in together like so. You can use your fingers if you like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to split our mixture into 2, and we're going to put half of our mixture on top of the ribs and half on the second rack. So now we have our spare ribs all seasoned up, and we're going to put them under the broiler for 2 to 4 minutes, or until they get a nice brown, 2 to 4 minutes each side. So as our pork ribs are broiling in there, we are going to make our glaze now, a really nice tangy glaze that we're going to put on top of our ribs 20 minutes before we're going to take the final thing out. So we've got a little saucepan here, and what we're going to do is going to combine all of our ingredients for a glaze into the saucepan. So we've got our cider vinegar in there, our onions go in there too, the sugar, the orange zest. Orange just goes so wonderfully with pork. Really, really great flavor. Love those citrus flavors with the pork. The zest goes in there. Then the lovely ginger, that's going to give it a good kick. This is one fantastic flavorful glaze. Thyme goes in there. Don't forget our garlic. Cayenne pepper. Love using that, very healthy as well for you. Cayenne pepper. And your allspice. Give that a little bit of a stir. And we're going to bring that up to boiling. And once that's boiling, we're going to turn the heat down and let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so we've taken our spare ribs from out of the broiler, and they are nice and brown on both sides now, and we've put the oven to a temperature of 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Now before we put them back in there, we are just going to take some water, and we're just going to fill inside the roasting pan with our water. So the water comes about halfway up the roasting pan, and that's just going to keep in that moisture and let the pork remain nice and moist. So that should do it. I think that's about right. All right, so then that's going to go in the oven at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for about 3.5 hours, or until the pork is very, very tender. So it's been just over 3 hours. We've taken our spare ribs out of the oven. They look fantastic, nice and golden brown, and they should be nice and tender. Oh yes, they are, very nice. Now, we have our lovely glaze here simmering up. It's got nice and thick now. It's been simmering for about 15 to 20 minutes. And we are just gonna brush that glaze over the top of our spare ribs. So we'll turn that off. We'll get a bit of this glaze. And we're gonna brush evenly over the ribs. and that is just gonna give a really, really great added flavor to our spare ribs. Fantastic. So after this, then they're gonna go back in the oven for another 20 minutes. So it's the last 20 minutes really when you wanna get your glaze out and do this. All those lovely onions which have caramelized right there. That's gonna give great flavor. Great. So they're all glazed up. And that's gonna go back in the oven for another 20 minutes until they get even more tender. So we've taken our spare ribs out of the oven. They were in there for another 20 minutes with that beautiful glaze on them. And we've just cut them down the bone and they're ready now to serve up. Maybe serve them with a side of coleslaw and that's it, you're done. So those are some beautiful Adam's ribs. Thanks for watching today, everyone, and make sure to subscribe to our website to watch plenty of other fantastic videos. And if you have any email requests, you can email requests@mahalo.com and we'll be sure to answer any questions and queries you might have.